Chairman, sir, Minister of Internal Affairs, Republic of Sierra Leone, members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, the Board Chairman, Sierra Leone Commission on Arms and Ammunition, our esteemed national and national partners, friends, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning all. I wish to welcome you all to this launching ceremony of our National Action Plan on the management of arms and ammunition in Sierra Leone. I bring you warm greetings from the management and staff of the Sierra Leone Commission on Arms and Ammunition, SLECA in short. On behalf of the Commission also, I want to express our greatest satisfaction for accepting our invitation to join us for this launch of this historic document. This document will direct the work of the Commission for the next 5 years. We welcome you to Sierra Leone, and we are sincerely looking forward to getting to know one another better at the end of this historic event today. You are all welcome. The establishment of the Commission started in 2023 when the government of Sierra Leone set up a National Focal Committee, NFC, within the Ministry of Defense to start the establishment of the Commission. A year later, the NFC was moved over to the Office of the National Security, ONS, in the Office of the President at State House. It was later transformed into a directorate until 2010, when the Sierra Leone Action Network on Small Arms, in short, SLANSA, advocated with the members of Parliament for the enactment of the bill that established the Commission in 2010. The Commission came into existence by the Act of Parliament. Thus, the Arms and Ammunition Act in 2012 was enacted as a legal working document for the Commission. This was in compliance with several international instruments, including the ECOWAS Convention on Small Arms and Light Weapons, their ammunition, and other related materials. In 2023, the Parliament of Sierra Leone, through the support of the Law Officers Department, repealed and replaced the Sierra Leone National Commission on Small Arms Act, Act number 6 of 2010, and the Arms and Ammunition Act 2012 with the Sierra Leone Commission on Arms and Ammunition, Act of 2023, Act number 24 of 2023. The legislation of this act is a milestone achievement as it has extended the mandate of the Commission to include the supervision of all conventional arms, ammunition, components, and other related materials. The mandate of the Commission, among several other things, include, but not limited to, regulating and manufacture, trade and use of arms and ammunition and other related materials. It also ensures that the obligations of ECOWAS Convention on Small Arms and Light Weapons comply with, most importantly, establish and maintain the arms register for the country for accountability and transparency. To ensure that the mandate of the Commission is carried out effectively and efficiently, the Commission had been using the framework document, that is the owner that was mentioned by the Chairman, which expired in 2016, to direct the work of the Commission. However, this document had expired since 2026, which warranted the Commission to start the process of preparing a new NAP based on current developments in the country. In 2021, the Commission started the process of developing the National Action Plan after the previous one had become obsolete in 2026. It was a dream of the then late Commissioner, Brigadier General Tama R. Ali, to review the document, but it was never actualized at that time due to his sudden demise. Later in the year, the recent late Commissioner, Colonel Binet Conde Conte, restarted the process of developing the new document. He had different stages of the development of this document, but unfortunately today, he too is not here to witness the launch of this document. Of course, I would have said that we stand again for a minute silence, but already the chairman done that, so I cannot do it. The development process of this unique document that we are about to witness its launch today started with multi-stakeholder retreat in Go, the Southern Region headquarters, in 2022. Most of the people that contributed to the development of this document are here today with us. We are very thankful to have you with us today. The National Action Plan document was developed with support from international donor organizations. This strategic guiding document is meant to direct and regulate the operational path of the Commission. It will guide us on what needs to be done, when it should be done.
21. Our guest of honor, I'm not just being nice. I'm saying the truth. During one of the workshops, we gave local names to working. So we had a chance of eating cassava leaves, agidi, olele, and among others, so that I don't mispronounce them. This only happens in Sierra Leone. And therefore, please appreciate your representatives in this process for the generous financial support through GFFO that has made the delivery of this now possible. This appreciation enjoins our partner in this process, the Mine Advisory Group, who are represented by two gentlemen on my left. They were the recipients of the first grant that started this process. And our partnership has been very fruitful, and we appreciate it. I would also want to register our appreciation to the National Commission on Arms and Ammunition because of their effective leadership during this task. They mobilized all the relevant stakeholders, and we have walked the journey.
You know, I mean, for any such document of this nature to come out effectively, there must have been a very good technical people that actually come together to make a very good technical input. And that is exactly what has been manifested from his statement. I am very much sure that after every day's work, hard work, and retiring back to the hotel, the cassava leaf was always keeping him alive, which empowered him to sit throughout the night in putting the statement together, in proofreading, in making sure that at least what is needed to be in the document were all captured. So thank you very much, and thank you to the team that did that tremendous work. We'll progress by inviting the chairman of the advisory committee or his or her representative to come and make a statement.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Excuse me. Our guest of honor and Minister of Internal Affairs, Major General of the Interior, David Tolova, the Deputy Secretary of the State of Development, the Deputy Commissioner of the Sierra Commissioner, Examination, Mr. Francis Wairago, representing the Small Arms Survey, members of Parliament present, members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, members of the Advisory Committee on the Sierra Leone Commission on Arms and Ammunition, our traditional leaders, our international friends and partners, members of the security sector, our honored guests, members of the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I join the Deputy Commissioner in welcoming everybody to this occasion. In particular, I wish to welcome our international partners and friends who have traveled from far and wide to witness this occasion. Your cooperation is highly appreciated, and please enjoy your stay, no matter how short. Sierra Leone is a peaceful, friendly, and hospitable country. Today, we are gathered here to mark a significant milestone in our ongoing commitment to ensuring safety and security of our communities through the launch of the National Action Plan for the management of arms and ammunition in our country. This initiative is designed to safeguard our communities, uphold our democratic values, and protect future generations of our land. This resonates, of course, with our National Development Plan with 3, which is a society that is peaceful, cohesive, secure, and just. The National Action Plan is also a testament to our resolve and responsibility to ensure that arms and ammunition are managed with utmost care, professionalism, transparency, and accountability. In addition, it will serve as a guiding roadmap and framework for all stakeholders, including ministries, departments and agencies, law enforcement, our traditional authorities, civil society, and international partners to work in unison. From 1991 to 2002, our country experienced a brutal civil war that led to over 50,000 lives lost and over 500,000 people displaced. Quite often, we hear of incidents of armed violence, armed robbery, and kidnappings. All of these are as a result of poor management and handling of arms and ammunition. We must not allow the proliferation of arms and ammunition and cause Sierra Leone to degenerate to short level. What our country needs is long-lasting and stable environment of peace for high development, which in turn will promote regional and world peace and progress. Nothing is more valuable than peace. The advisory committee commits to working closely with the Commission and help them achieve their set goals. In particular, we will assist them with decentralization, full decentralization in the country. Of course, that will lead to solving so many problems for our people in far-reached areas. Secondly, we help them improve inventory management, capacity building, community engagement, international cooperation, information and education, and finally, what's topmost, funding. We shall continue to advocate for reasonable funding to the Commission. We are aware, due to budgetary challenges, that the Ministry of Finance alone cannot adequately fund the Commission to meet their goal. Hence, we shall be reaching out to a number of friendly bodies for assistance. Finally, I wish to thank the following ministries, departments, agencies, and organizations for their financial and technical support, leadership, and expertise, which were instrumental in the successful completion of this action plan. The Mines Action Group, Small Arms Survey Team, German Federal Foreign Office, the United Nations Development Program, the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, the Mano River Union, the Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Internal Affairs, Ministry of Defense, the Ministry of Planning and Economic Development, Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs, the Ministry of Local Government, Ministry of Youth, the Sierra Leone Action Network on Small Arms, and the Sierra Leone Commission on Arms and Ammunition. The list is long and stretches a distance, which I may not be able to cover in the allocated time. Scheduled. My apologies. As we embark on this crucial journey, let us be reminded that the path to a safer and more secure nation is built not only on policies, but also on collective action, shared responsibility, and unwavering commitment. Together, we can create an environment where our citizens live free from the fear of violence and where the rule of law prevails. Thank you for your presence today and for your support as we take this vital step forward in promoting peace and security. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Chairman, for that statement. I particularly like the concluding statement that the path to a more secure and safer nation does not only depend on policy, but how you make sure that you act on the details of those policies, how you can make it practicable and workable. So he has given us a very vivid explanation dating back to our past, our painful past during the war era. But I also like the statement he made that to our development partners and other support groups that come to Sierra Leone, regardless of what we have been through, Sierra Leone is still a safer nation. Safe to the dedicated and determined effort of our security personnel who decided to fight so that all of us can be here today in a very peaceful environment. Kudos to them all. Thank you very much. We are not in this business alone. As a country, we are both sub-regionally and regionally integrated, wherein we work together with partners across borders and partners at regional level. So at this point, let me recognize the chairperson and the delegation of the Arms Commission of the Republic of Sierra Leone. Could you please stand for recognition? Liberia delegation. Welcome to Sierra Leone. Be at peace with yourself. We all work together to make this region peaceful. Thank you and welcome home. So, in everything we do, we always have people we call partners. But there are always partners among partners we refer to as strategic, trusted and reliable partners. And if we are here today to launch a document that has been developed through the efforts and support of everybody, we must know that we have strategic partners who have been with Sierra Leone from the beginning. They were here, in the middle they were here, and even up to now they are here. So at this point, let me call on the representative of the German Federal Foreign Office in Sierra Leone to make a statement. Not here? Okay. They are being held up by the traffic light at the other. So at this point, we are now getting to the highlights, to the high points of this occasion. I just want to appeal to the members of the high table to come and occupy the front row here so that we can get the presentation of the strategic paper.
Chief Minister.
First of all, I want to thank you all for being here today for the launch of the National Action Plan, or NAP, or NAP. We began this process in 2021, as my colleague Francis said, and it's with great pleasure and collaboration with the Sierra Leone Commission on Arms and Ammunition. Naturally, like many of you, I have a special thought today for Colonel Guinée, with whom we've worked closely on this National Action Plan, which was particularly close to his heart. To help you understand how this document came to life, I will briefly go over the National Action Plan development process, and then I will let my colleague Francis explain into more details the content of the NAP. But let me start with a few words about the Small Arms Survey. So we are an organization based in Geneva, expert in issues related to arms control. So our work includes both research and capacity building. We have projects all around the world, in Ukraine, in Argentina, in the Middle East, in North Africa, but also in West Africa, where we work on national action plans on small arms control, but also on IEDs, improvised explosive devices, and craft production. For example, in November last year, we worked with the Liberian Commission on the assessment of their national capacities to prevent the proliferation of IEDs. We also did that in Sierra Leone in December last year. Peut-être en français, because I know that we have also guests, French-speaking guests. I will switch in French very quickly. Donc on est une organisation qui est basée à Genève. On travaille à la fois sur la recherche et sur le renforcement des capacités. Donc on a travaillé avec différentes commissions, notamment la commission au Libéria, avec qui on a travaillé sur l'évaluation de leurs capacités sur la prolifération, prévenir la prolifération des engins explosifs improvisés. So since 2017, the Small Arms Survey has been working on national action plans, supporting different states in both developing national action plans, but also evaluating their implementation. Over time, through our experience in different contexts, such as Burkina Faso, Benin, Niger, Senegal, Somaliland as well, the survey has developed its unique approach to national action plan development. Our approach is structured around 5 steps. Donc notre approche pour développer les plans d'action nationaux, elle est structurée autour de 5 étapes. The first step, laying the foundations for a potential national action plan. This step is crucial for assessing the political will to engage in the NAP process. Donc la première étape, c'est poser les fondations, les bases du développement du plan d'action national pour s'assurer qu'il y a une volonté politique derrière pour le développement du plan d'action. The second step, the assessment of weapons and ammunition capabilities. Donc la deuxième étape, c'est l'évaluation des capacités en matière de gestion des armes et des munitions. Then the third one, development of the strategy, donc le développement de la stratégie. For the design of the operational plan, donc le développement du plan opérationnel. And finally, the the validation and the dissemination, la validation et le partage du plan d'action. So to carry out these steps, the Small Arms Survey worked closely with the National Commission to ensure the document reflects national stakeholders' priorities and also integrates into national policies. Two committees were established. So, donc on a développé deux comités au niveau du développement du plan d'action pour développer le plan d'action national. Donc the first committee established was the technical committee, which was involved in all the activities I will outline in a second, and a drafting committee responsible for writing the National Action Plan. Donc un comité technique de pilotage et aussi un comité d'écriture, de rédaction. These committees included key national stakeholders in small arms and ammunition management, and also civil society organizations such as SLAMC, who have been supporting the Commission in different ways. So the first step, laying the foundations, consisted, as I mentioned earlier, of ensuring that essential preconditions for developing a national action plan are met. It includes, for example, effective national authority. So in our case in Sierra Leone, the existence of the Sierra Leone Commission on Arms and Ammunition, but also coordination mechanisms, relevant legal framework, and also a political support. So this step was completed in September 2021, when the survey conducted a preliminary assessment in Sierra Leone in collaboration with MAG. Donc, pour la première étape, on avait réalisé une mission en septembre 2021 avec MAG pour faire une évaluation, pour évaluer la préparation de la Sierra Leone à accueillir le développement d'un plan d'action national. The second step, the assessment, was completed in October 2022, and the survey organized in collaboration with MAG a 3-day workshop involving diverse national, regional, and also international stakeholders to identify the strengths and also the challenges in weapons and ammunition management. We also took the opportunity of this workshop to identify the drivers of small arms proliferation in the country, and also to understand the linkages to broader security and socio-economic policies. Donc la deuxième étape, c'était l'évaluation qui a été réalisée en octobre 2022, donc l'évaluation des capacités nationales en matière de gestion des armes et des munitions. Et on a pris aussi l'opportunité de cet atelier pour comprendre les sources de la prolifération des armes et identifier les faiblesses et les forces en Sierra Leone en matière de gestion des armes et des munitions. The third step, so it was the development of the strategic framework for small arms control. This one started in December 2022. So we organized a workshop to set priorities and define goals based on the findings from the assessment. So the workshop was organized with the technical committee for the development of the NAP. And at this stage, we defined the vision of Sierra Leone in terms of weapons and ammunition management. And we started to design the pathway to reach the goal. Donc, troisième étape, c'était le développement du cadre stratégique. Donc, on a défini les objectifs stratégiques de la Commission nationale avec la vision et aussi le chemin pour arriver à atteindre la vision. In July 2024, the survey on the Sierra Leone Commission on Arms and Ammunition organized another workshop to design the operational plan to translate the strategic goals to actionable tasks, but also assigning the responsibilities, establishing the timelines, and of course allocating the resources. So we developed an operational framework on Excel. It's an Excel sheet that the Commission will use to, with its partners, to follow the implementation of the National Action Plan. Donc la quatrième étape en juillet 2024, l'objectif c'était de développer le plan opérationnel du plan d'action. Donc au début c'était le plan stratégique, là on passe au plan opérationnel avec la définition des activités, des acteurs qui seront responsables de la mise en œuvre, le calendrier aussi pour chaque activité et le budget. The first part of the fifth and final step occurred in September 2024 with two validation workshops. One technical with experts involved in the National Action Plan development process, and one political with representatives of different ministries. The purpose was to ensure the review of the NAP and also to generate buy-in at the political level. The second part of the final step is occurring now, actually, with this ceremony. It was crucial for us to organize this event to ensure that the National Action Plan is embraced nationally and not exclusively by the National Commission on Arms and Ammunition. This addresses a significant challenge that we have identified in National Action Plan implementation in many countries. There are many National Action Plan fail to be executed because they are not recognized as a policy document requiring active engagement and coordinated efforts at the national level. Donc la cinquième et finale étape, elle a commencé en septembre 2024. On a organisé 2 ateliers de validation, une validation technique pour s'assurer que les objectifs du plan d'action s'alignent avec les documents politiques plus larges, et une validation politique pour s'assurer qu'il y ait un engagement de la part des autorités politiques dans la mise en œuvre du plan d'action national. Parce qu'on s'est rendu compte que dans plusieurs pays, les plans d'action nationaux ne sont pas mis en œuvre parce qu'ils sont considérés comme des documents qui appartiennent qu'à la Commission nationale et ils ne sont pas considérés comme des documents nationaux auxquels tout le monde devrait contribuer. So we hope you will read the National Action Plan with interest, and also we hope that you will see your contributions reflected in the National Action Plan. For our part, the Small Arms Survey is very proud of the collaborative work accomplished with the Sierra Leone Commission on Arms and Ammunition. This is truly a national document. It was written, designed, and even printed entirely in Sierra Leone. It was done in Sierra Leone by Sierra Leoneans and for Sierra Leoneans. So we are very proud of it. I hope you will be happy with the document. So I will stop there and I will give now the floor to my colleague Francis who will present the content.
Not take a lot of time on this one. So I'll go straight. Now that the methodology has been explained, you know how we arrived where we are. So now, when we arrived, what did we come with? This is what I'm offering now. And just to retaliate one point. Here, as we progress is that the guiding principles for the development of this National Action Plan entail the following principles. Number one, to ensure that to ensure national ownership of the process and the final product. So that we were not just coming in here and writing a document for the people of Sierra Leone. And the experts who work with us are in this room. And they are witnesses. We only policed what they had produced for us. So with the issues of ownership, that one I would say it was achieved. Number two, to be as consultative as possible, while acknowledging that time was of essence. The issue is, we have held many workshops as you have seen here. We have sat long hours, and I want to appreciate the resilience of the people who came, and they were for 3 days in working teams, analyzing the situation of small arms in Sierra Leone and ammunition, and eventually providing very critical information that help us at the end of the day to determine the best route forward. Then the other issue was to be as inclusive and as comprehensive as was practically possible. I would say we had the Ministry of Planning represented in all the meetings, so that we could align the goals to the national development goals. The other thing is that we had the key security sectors represented. We had the Office of National Security President, the Army, the police, and everybody included in this event talk. And therefore, and the Advisory Council, a committee was represented. So everybody was present, and civil society as well. They got then number 4 principle was ensure that the NAP is a national document and not an exclusive item for the National Commission, even though it is to a large degree responsible for its implementation. When you say National Action Plan for Sierra Leone, it is a government document. The Commission will be responsible for implementation, but every other sector has involvement, and it is very well stipulated inside. You will see the documents when you receive it. Then finally, ensure that the NAP is integrated into the national government development and planning agenda. And this was the point that my colleague Kira stated when she was ending, that most national action plans from our experience, they fail to align with national development goals, and therefore cannot be able to attract funding from the government. We ensure that this one is aligned, and I will demonstrate this one shortly. The other thing that we did, in terms of aligning it with the national development goals, the National Development Plan for Sierra Leone 2030 defines 4 goals for Sierra Leone. Number 1, a diversified, resilient green economy. Number 2, a nation with educated, empowered, and healthy citizens. Even aligning and partnership with others will be a problem. So we have been able to deliver that one home. Now, what we did to be able to get to this, we did what we call diagnostic analysis. And you know, doctors diagnose where you are ailing when you go to hospital. So we sat down with Sierra Leone and we diagnosed Sierra Leone. They diagnose themselves. You know, like when you go to the doctor, it is not the doctor who discovers where you are ailing. They ask you, and what problem do you have today? Or what can we do for you? And it is the information that you give the doctor eventually helps him or her to prescribe the right thing. So we did a diagnostic review. One, it entails the national institution, the commission. What are its strengths and what are its weaknesses? So one of the issues there is lack of sufficient staff, lack of sufficient infrastructure, limited mobility. All of those are well articulated. Then we also looked at the legal frameworks, because whatever you do, if you have no legal backing, it cannot stand the test of time. So the other thing that this document does, it looks at the legal environment within the country and where they're anchored. And good enough, I want to state here, we are very well impressed by the legal progress on arms and ammunition management in Sierra Leone. Your legal system covers everything that is required regionally and internationally. And for this, we are proud. Therefore, we did a SWOT analysis. We looked at the strengths and weaknesses of the organization, weaknesses in society and other stakeholders, and then we did a stakeholders analysis. Who are the people you need to work with? Whom should you keep informed? Whom should you have very well close to yourself? And we say, there are some people who you don't think are very important to you. They may not have anything to do with what you do every day. For example, the commission, if you do not talk to Parliament, if you don't talk to Ministry of Finance, if the Ministry of Internal Affairs, which is your mother ministry, is not aware of what you are doing, you will be dancing alone in the field. But now this document guides you to dance with the right people, so that when you stop, there is something to take home. So we did a stakeholders analysis, and it's provided in the document. Then we identified strategic gaps and appropriate responses. What were the missing gaps? For example, the civil society in this country is very active, but they were running their own parallel programs against what the National Commission was doing. But now we say, now that you are partners and you have developed this together, you can also join hands to be able to fundraise. Because there are some partners and they are present in this room. There are some funds that are only available to civil society. Others are only available to government entities. If the two of you come together, you are able to provide all of those at one go. So partnership is the key and the route to go. Right? Then the other thing that we have done is that we developed a vision for the commission for the next 5 years. They can review it after. And it says the vision is a developed, peaceful and secure Sierra Leone, free from unregulated firearms, ammunition and other related materials like explosives and improvised explosive devices. All of those, that's the vision. That's what you contribute. And we discussed this and agreed that if you can achieve your vision alone, it is not a vision. The vision must be that you require others. It must be bigger than yourself. And this is the vision that they will be guiding as they go ahead. The other one was now the mission. This is what the Commission and its partners are supposed to do on a day-to-day basis. To effectively coordinate national response in the reduction of armed violence through collaborative engagement with national, regional, and international stakeholders. You must not be an isolated office near the office of the president, because that's where you are located. Where people say this is where powerful institutions are located. Now the issue is open your doors and work with others. Work with the army, work with the police, work with everybody. And because as a national commission, yours is to coordinate. You do as less as possible. Empower others to do things for you. Let me not elaborate more, but now go to the core values. What is going to be guiding you in the delivery of your activities? One is integrity, transparency and accountability, partnership and collaboration, professionalism. And this is why you find within the document there is a whole area of capacity building to ensure that people in the commission and their partners are delivering a professional service. Then promotion of gender, inclusion of all, and taking care of diversity. Ensure that all players are engaged. Now, when all that is done, what do we expect? The expected income, our chief guest, when all this is done, we expect that there is going to be reduced armed violence within Sierra Leone. There is also going to be enhanced public safety. There is also going to be improved national security. There is also going to be gender-responsive approach to small arms and ammunition management. we will have more women sitting and making decisions in these processes. Then peace building and conflict prevention, so that people can be productive and be able to undertake development. Now, the strategic areas that were identified are three. Number one is improve the institutional and operational capacity of the National Commission and its partners. That is provided sufficient staff, infrastructure, mobility, resources, and everything so that it can be able to function. Ensure that, for example, its organogram is filled with the staff that are relevant for the various things. Number two, and this is where a lot of work is, reduce the risk related with unregulated arms and ammunition and other related materials. For example, improve the storage of all the firearms and ammunition in this country. Undertake assessment to ensure that whatever is unstable has been removed and destroyed for the safety of the population. For example, armories that have, like ammunition stores, that have found themselves now around populated areas, they should be moved and taken to other places. And I would want to register that MAG has been very helpful in this country in addressing some of these things. And MAG has promised they are going to continue to be with you. And finally, ensure the integration of the specific needs of the population on the basis of different factors, including gender. Ensure that the interests of women, girls, and children are taken care of. Young men, youth especially, ensure they are also taken care of. And also the issue of those people living with disability or people who are differently enabled. And so when you do this, this is a comprehensive approach. And therefore, when this is done, under the first institution, we're going to strengthen Sierra Leone legal framework for effective management of small arms, strengthen the Commission's capability and knowledge through research and collaboration, strengthen national awareness and coordination of matters of small arms control, and finally, regularly review and adapt national framework on arms control. The weakest part of most project implementation is lack of monitoring and evaluation. You are always working and working and working, and you are not learning lessons. And I know the Ministry of National Planning and Economic Development is an integral partner in this process. Please, Commission, keep in touch with them. They will help you, and the expertise lies there. And I want to register that we were given among the best from the ministry. And we honor you, Mr. Amara. Okay. Thank you for your contribution and others in doing this. We really appreciate it. Getting to the end, and number two is under reduction of risks, unregulated arms. I'm now coming to the end. Number one, secure government managed weapons and ammunition stockpiles. For example, register all the arms. Make it easy for those who would like to register their firearms. Then reduce the illegal production and circulation of arms in the country by civilians. And finally, number three is that ensure that the creation of decision-making and consultative process allow for meaningful participation of all groups, be as integrated as would be possible, and also be gender, age sensitive to ensure that everybody is a participant in that process. And finally then, this is what it will cost to do this for the next 5 years. Because when all is said and done, there must be money to deliver things. So sometimes you do not like to see things, but when you talk to your partners and you don't have plans, people will be willing to help you, but they ask you, what is your plan? So here is the financials. We hope that in the next 5 years, the budget for all those things will be in terms of dollars at the bottom here. It is $3,783,526. And of course, in Leone's, it's here. It is $86,966,206. And then it is divided for every year, and the amount, and even the percentage. And for all good planning, you will note that as we progress towards the years, the amount goes going down. Because you start with high figures, and because you're working and achieving something, the figures are going down. The details are available. So after you get this document, ask for the electronic version of the matrix where these activities are well articulated quarterly for every year for the next 5 years. And when now this is all done, finally, key areas going forward is to ensure that we have coordination mechanisms, because you cannot do it alone, monitoring and evaluation mechanisms, resource mobilization will be important from within and outside, and partnerships. Then risk management to ensure that the program remains effective. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say I am done with the content. I'll only be waiting after it has been launched by our guests. We will show you, those who are interested in electronic versions, how you can access them. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Chairman, back to you.
A double applause, please, for Francis and Kieran. Thank you very much for taking us through the methodology and all that it took to get this document comprehensively done. Of course, as we have been listening, we noticed key messages that they provided. If only we adhere to this, we listen keenly and try to practicalize these messages, we'll get the valid or the objective of actually getting this or going through this document. Of course, one of the key fundamental messages is national ownership. Of course, as they have taken us through, we saw that there was a very intense consultative process in making sure that there were national participation at all levels, categories of society, in making sure that we got the input that needed to get this comprehensive document. Of course, not forgetting partnership. In whatsoever you do, you don't live in isolation. You have to partner with people who can provide support, people who can contribute meaningfully in making sure that you get what you want. Of course, there is a very key important element in the document that is also talking about capacity building. We need to build the capacity of our institutions, of our key stakeholders, so that we get to know how we can effectively implement the provisions in this document. Peace and security, that is which actually brought in the security apparatus' contribution to beefing up the document. Of course, we know that at least if our security people do not contribute meaningfully to this document, the document will not achieve its desired goal. Of course, we also noted that as a government, for us to make this document much more effective and user-friendly, we also need to provide the right infrastructure. Of course, he talked about the provision of infrastructure to even safeguard or safely keep all those arms and ammunition that will be collected and all those that will even be stored for useful purposes. Of course, he talked about partnership and also about resource mobilization. He said, of course, he has reminded us that if you don't want to dance alone in the field, don't go there alone. Of course, there is an African parable that if you want to go on a short journey and achieve nothing, go alone. But if you want to go on a very long journey and cover places, achieve your desired goal, go with people. So that is the message he has, of course, provided for us. Of course, they were able to work with the right institutions. Of course, the Ministry of Development has always provided the direction defining our development trajectory in this country. I can remember my days in the development ministry at that time, of course, together with my elder brother, the development secretary. There was a very good document that was developed in this country. That was the Vision 2025. I bet you to go through all the national development plans that have been developed in the recent past. You will see that all the provisions, the pillars are anchored in the Vision 2025 document. So we have no doubt that the development ministry is always providing the direction. And we are very much proud of you, sir, and your ministry. Of course, we need inclusiveness. The document talked about inclusiveness. You cannot do it alone. You need everybody on board. At least the document is also gender sensitive. We have now seen the level at which our president has taken the issue of gender in this country. Women's participation of youth is very much key because they are the future generation, particularly the youth. And any arrangement that is devoid of women's participation will not be a sustainable arrangement. So kudos to our women in the room who participated, and we know that as long as they continue to provide support, we know that there will always be food on the table because in as much as they will be working on the document, they will also not forget their office, the kitchen, so that everything is fine for us. Of course, he concluded by reminding us that we need to prioritize monitoring and evaluation. And that is where the Ministry of Development, through the evaluation, the M&E agency, NAMED, also comes in. So, by and large, it is our document. It is a Sierra Leonean document. It is a government document, meaning we all have the cardinal responsibility to accept it, embrace it, and own it, so that we'll be proud of a peaceful and a secured Sierra Leone. Okay? So thank you very much, Francis and Kira, for presenting this comprehensive action plan and for also providing the path that you took to develop this document. So at this point, I will now invite my big brother, the development secretary, to come to the stage because this is very much crucial. Of course, you heard Francis talking. And he presented the budget that is needed to implement this document for the 5-year period. Of course, we need the support of government. We also need to consolidate the support that we have already been receiving from our development partners, and we also need more. They say never you attempt to feed a hungry man, you will want more. Although we are not that much hungry. But as a Minister of Finance, we will always provide the support needed at government level in making sure that the right resources from the government circle is provided. So at this point, I will invite the Development Secretary, Mr. Sampatra, to come and lead the process of identifying support for this process. Welcome.
Whenever it's sharing meeting, allow to bring his extra things down. The Minister of Internal Affairs, Dr. Luba, welcome. Members of the diplomatic corps, my colleagues, let me beg to stand up existing protocol. I'm here to represent the Minister of Planning and Community Development on the launch of the National Action Plan for the Management of Small Arms and Munitions. As you all know, the one problem we have in this country, years back, was the Civil War. That Civil War was accelerated because of the proliferation of small arms and ammunition in this country. That was a very sad story. That was a very sad moment in our history. Nobody would want to repeat that kind of history in our country again, never more again. It is in that respect when the Minister of Planning and Community Development was actually called to give a statement on this matter. He chose me to do it. There's no way, as a Minister of Planning, we can develop this country if we are not at peace with each other. And we are much more happy that this has come to fruition. When, in fact, the ECOWAS Convention on Small Arms Ammunition was adopted, it is because of our background that we are among the first countries in West Africa to adopt that convention. We did that because we wanted to have peace. And only peace we can survive. As the people of development document said, there's no way you can deviate this action plan for the National Development Plan. We have 5 big changes in our plan. Fixed salon, human capital development, video development, civil service culture, technology and innovation. But among those 5 big changes, we have the enabler. And one of the major enablers is to ensure that we live in this country in a peaceful atmosphere. It's an enabler. It's our vision. It's our determination. And there's no way we can develop this country. Whatever plan we have, Vision 2025, the Medium-Term Development Plan 2024 to 2030, if we don't have peace, believe me, forget it. So, as the enabler, if we look inside the enabler, it's for we as Leoneans to live in a peaceful atmosphere so that we can be able to develop our programs and projects in this country. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, let me now come to the area of where we at Ministry of Planning will be able to give support to the National Action Plan. As you might be aware, in Ministry of Planning and Community Development, we are in charge of the Ministry of Planning process in this country. We cannot just do it like that. We have to do it in collaboration with other actors, especially the idea of leaving no one behind. In Ministry of Planning and Community Development, our planning trajectory takes place in an atmosphere where we have to involve all aspects of the society. As I'm speaking to you now in the Ministry of Planning and Community Development, we have structures put in place. We call it development coordinating committees. The district development coordinating committees are structures that are anchored within the local council. What we have done in this country is that we have made sure that all the districts in this country, 16 districts, have established the district development coordinating committees. It is through those committees we actually discuss development programs. The committee comprises of all the partners in that district, the NGOs, the MDAs, the civil society. We make sure that they meet by monthly, and every month they meet, they discuss on all development programs in that country. So we need to roll out the NAP on arms ammunition. That's one of the conduits we use to roll out the plans we just coming to launch. We are every month, by monthly, all the districts, they meet once every 2 months. They discuss the development program, the development of our peace. Gone are those days when NGOs, partners will enter into the district and do what they want to do without the knowledge of the chiefs, of all the knowledge of the civil society, the NGOs, and so forth. Everybody is come on board, and then everybody accountable. We, the Ministry of Planning, will make sure that we give that support to roll out the National Action Plan through the DCCC. As also aware, we are in charge of the development programs, the development budget. Every year, I work with our colleagues in the Ministry of Planning to develop the budget. In that budget, we have the development budget. This is our development budget. This is a development issue. The National Action Plan on Arms and Ammunition is a development issue. Going forward, we will convince our colleagues from Ministry of Planning and Ministry of Finance to make sure that we have a budget item for rolling out of this plan. We don't have the pause. We have the implement project, but whatever we do it in collaboration with the Minister of Finance. I'm not alone to give this commitment, this statement of support to the NAM. I'm here with other actors. I'm now going to call them one after the other so that they come and give their own statement of support. And thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. So the first thing I'm coming to call to come and give some statements of support is the Ammunition Management Advocacy Team. We call it AMAT. Please, representative, I call you here to come and give a statement of support to this most important document that's going to be launched this morning.
Good morning, good day, Excellencies, Ministers, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor for us from the Geneva International Center of Humanitarian Demining, from the Ammunition Management Advisory Team, which is part of that, to be here today to join this very important event for Sierra Leone. And I'm happy to say a few words on behalf of our organization. I'm honored to stand before you of this momentous occasion, marking the launch of the National Action Plan of the Arms and Ammunition Commission in Sierra Leone. Today, we take a decisive step towards fostering peace, security, and sustainable development. On behalf of AMAT, I pledge our unwavering commitment to supporting the government and the people in addressing the challenges posed by small arms and ammunition. In collaboration with national and international partners, we will provide expert guidance. We pledge to leverage our technical expertise to strengthen the institutional and operational capacity of the Sierra Leone Armed Forces and the law enforcement organizations to ensure effective management and control of arms and ammunition in accordance with international best practices. Promote accountability and safety. We pledge to support the implementation of measures that promote accountability and transparency in arms and ammunition management, reducing risks and enhance public safety. Empower communities. We pledge to work closely with local communities to raise awareness of the danger posed by the proliferation of arms and ammunition, support to regional and global collaboration. We pledge to contribute to Sierra Leone's alignment with the regional and global frameworks of arms control, particularly focusing on the new global framework for through-life conventional ammunition management practices. This will aim at ensuring the nation's efforts are integrated into a collective vision on a safer world. Advocate for sustainable solutions. We pledge to champion approaches that promote sustainable, safe, and secure arms and ammunition management practices to help prevent explosions and to promote development and social cohesion. This National Action Plan is more than just a document. It is a testament to Sierra Leone's resolve to combat the challenges posed by arms and ammunition. And AMAT stands as a proud partner in this endeavor, ready to walk alongside you as you turn these commitments into transformative actions. Together, let us build a future where every citizen of Sierra Leone can live free from the fear of gun violence and where the principles of peace and security underpin the foundation of the prosperity of Sierra Leone. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So, without wasting time, I'll now call on our sister institution, the National Monitoring Evaluation Agency, let me just give you the background of NAMIA. NAMIA in 2018, when the government separated, the Minister of Finance separated from the Minister of Planning, separated from the Minister of Finance, we actually established NAME, National Monitoring and Evaluation Department within the Ministry of Planning and Economic Development. For one good reason, because there's no way you can plan if you don't monitor. But because the President thought it fit that NAMIA is very, very important in our monitoring and evaluation process, they brought it under the State House. So it's very, very important agency. So now I give the floor to my sister partner, NAMIA, National Monitoring and Evaluation Agency. It has become an agency, no longer in the department.
Good morning. The Minister of Internal Affairs, with your kind permission, sir. Allow me to recognize and acknowledge the presence of all other dignitaries and ladies and gentlemen who have joined us here for this occasion. We feel proud and honored to have you all. You will all agree with me that Sierra Leone has gone through one of the world's most brutal atrocities on human lives and property. These skirmishes still continue, though on a lighter scale at this moment. That is not, however, gainsaying the fact that it has negative impact on our people and this nation's development trajectory. We therefore crave a safer world through the prevention of violence and conflict. We are here today to launch the NAP for Sierra Leone Commission on Arms and Ammunition, which applies to all conventional arms, ammunition, their components, and other related materials within the categories described in the Commission's Act. The plan will help to regulate and supervise the manufacture, trade, and use of arms and ammunition and related materials, and also to provide for other related matters that is already described in the NAP. This is a policy document, and therefore it is government-owned, that will articulate the priorities and actions that the Commission will adopt to support the implementation of its obligations and commitments to the people of Sierra Leone and to the international bodies that this Commission is affiliated with. We have spent time and resources, both human and material, to provide clear roadmap and direction for the Commission to follow in order to efficiently and effectively accomplish its goals as mandated by the Act of Parliament that has created it. The plan will contribute to the realization of the national, regional, and global peace if it is adequately funded and implemented. And we are thankful to our development partners and my colleagues in government that this commitment is being made. You will all agree with me that this is a very important document because, as the Development Secretary has mentioned, it aligns with one of the enablers of the Big Five. I will extend it further to say it also aligns with the strategic, the Sustainable Development Goal of the United Nations, number 16, which is peace, justice, and sustainable, strong institutions. The National Monitoring and Evaluation Agency, as my brother has explained, actually stems from his ministry, and we are now responsible to monitor and evaluate all government and donor-funded projects in this country, and also the policies of which this NAP is an integral part. And NAMIA is an integral contribution to the development of this plan since 2020. We are here today to continue to give our fullest support, both technical and capacity building support, to the Commission, especially from the National Monitoring and Evaluation lens. I want to thank my colleagues. It was not only NAMIA. I want to thank my colleagues from other MBAs, the Sierra Leone Forces, the police, the Sierra Leone Parliament, the Mano River Union. I don't know if my brother is around here. The Mano River Union and the ECOWAS team and the development partners for our tremendous contribution to this final document. I thank you.
Thank you so much. Said is my colleague, he's my friend, he's brother to me. Very good.